Hey everyone, this is a Divine Bond Lyonar budget gameplay video. This is the first game. We're playing against Starhorn. We have a bunch of 2-drops in our hand, so we're going to need to get rid of some of them. Make sure to replace things pretty proactively so you have the cards you need on curve, so you're not just stuck with cards until you decide you don't need them. Try to be proactive, figure out how the game's going to play out, and try to sculpt your hand as you go. So we're going to play the Azure Lion so we can test all the mana tiles. You can literally hit every mana tile from this position. Playing in Starhorn, so they might be playing a bunch of minions and having 2 attacks to deal with them is pretty good. We actually get flooded way more than we expect. They're playing Rexes using the Kajuta for 0 mana to basically add a mana so they can play even more spells. Um, and it's really quite a board flood, so we're just going to have to figure out how to deal with all of these minions, but luckily the Celerity will help us out. Then they play the Earth Sister, which does 2 damage because it takes the 2 damage from the Kajutas. So Lion is going to die, but we use it to kill the egg, and then we're going to use it to get an attack on this Earth Sister and clear that out. And then we will move forward and just finish off this Kajuta. We down to our opponent's down to 1 card, so we're not really concerned in this position. Having a 2-1 and then a Rex is not a huge threat on us. We're going to let the Rex just run back into our face. We don't want it to run into our minion, because taking 3 damage doesn't hurt us much here, but having a minion start losing health is not great for us. We're going to play the Sojourner down here to access this mana tile to block the opponent off. This is just the best play right now because we couldn't get to this mana tile, so we couldn't play 2/2 drops to say dispel this, so this wouldn't hatch. So we just play this off, and then we're going to have to set up for the next turn. So we had a kind of quiet turn, but sometimes you had to take a turn off, so to speak. Um, so our opponent only has 1 card in hand, so we're not in too big of trouble right now, it doesn't seem. And all they do for their turn is dispel our Sojourner. And since we have so many cards in hand, we really don't mind not drawing cards with this. And given the Kajuta, it just dies instantly. So right now, we're just going to, on our turn, finish off the Rex with our General. Play the Suntide Maiden. And then we're going to move the Sojourner so we can buff the Suntide Maiden. I don't know if this is correct, actually. It might have been better to buff the Sojourner so we could have 2 threats on the board rather than just 1. But either way, now we have a 5/6. We're going to draw a card off the Seeing Eye, so that's going to benefit them more than it benefits us because we have so many cards that we can't possibly play all of them. So that allows them to get some cards, and they're playing the Raw, so this we actually get hurt by this because it takes damage and they get a battle pet right away. So now we want to deal with this without summoning too many battle pets. So we're going to move towards it, and we're going to use our Shroud to silence it. We're going to use the Afterblaze, which will draw us a card with the Suntide Maiden. That's why all these cards in this deck have so much great synergy. We're going to play the slow, just like we said. We want to just keep the enemy general in place. We're going to silence the Raw so it can't summon more battle pets because we don't want a flood to deal with. And we position the Suntide Maiden so it will eat the Dex attack and the Dex will just suicide on it. So the Dex will go down to 5 health, and then the opponent will have to kill it on that turn, or it will just be healing up on our turn. So, and since they're already taunted, they're kind of in a tough position. Now, we probably should have moved the Sojourner either here or here to box them in, or protect our Suntide Maiden, or just box them in. They are taunted, but if something were to happen to that taunt, for instance, boxing them in would help us control where they can go and keep the fight where we want it to be. But I don't make that move. That was probably a mistake on my part. It's always good to look at these little things. A lot of times when you're ahead in the game, I actually do make the move to protect the Suntide Maiden. I think actually moving to the other side would have been better though. It's always good to just keep analyzing your plays and see, even if you're doing well or doing poorly in the game, even if it doesn't seem like those plays matter, they add percentage points. So on their turn, they're just going to play a Silith Elder, which is a huge threat most of the time, but we drew the Divine Bond. And you're really going to see why this deck works, because the opponent's at 20 health right now. And then all of a sudden, they take the 1 from a slow suiciding like we said it would. We move out of the way and let this Suntide Maiden come right in, go up to 15 health with a Divine Bond, or 15 attack with a Divine Bond, plus 2 from the Roar, so 17 attack all of a sudden, and then we will just finish off the enemy general with an attack from the Suntide Maiden and an attack from our general. So you really see the power of both the Afterblaze and the Divine Bond on these high health minions, just controlling the board and then turning the corner and just finishing off the opponent. So thanks for watching this video. We'll have one more.